Are you looking to create a monthly budget for either yourself or your family? Are you looking for a template that you can easily just make a copy and get 80% of the way there? Well, in this video, we're going to do exactly that. If you go to the description, there's a link to the template that I'm about to walk through. Feel free to make a copy of it and follow along and personalize this to yourself. We're going to break the budget down into its four basic components. First is income, obviously the income that we're going to be bringing in from our work or our job. Next is fixed expenses. These are all the things that do not change from month to month. Third is going to be sinking funds, and I will go deep into this both in this video and in a subsequent video. And then last is variable expenses like groceries and gas. And these are things that are constantly changing from month to month. All right, so this is the template that I've created and used for my family for several years now. This is what I found is the best way to kind of organize all the pieces of a budget. On the right-hand side, we have all of the income, either from one person or two people. And then on the left-hand side, I've organized expenses into kind of three major buckets. There is our giving, what we're saving, and then what we live on. I'll go deep in this in a second. First, we'll start with income. So first, let's enter our income. This is all income that is either coming from one or two people in your household. The template is set up in a way so that it will all go to the household level. And just enter in what is the gross amount that you make per month, how much are you paying in taxes, what benefits come out of your paycheck. If your employer has a 401k match or a retirement match, go ahead and enter what that is. And then anything that you're contributing to your 401k as well. All this will flow down into the household level and then move to the top of our expense categories for us to then start to put that income into various buckets. So after income, the next thing that you should fill out is all fixed expenses. This is anything that does not change from month to month. This is things like tithing or giving, things like maybe your gym membership, things like your mortgage or your rent. Go ahead and I've put placeholders in here for the various saving buckets for maybe some of the expenses that you may have. So after income, so the third thing that we need to add to our budget is any and all of our sinking funds. But what is a sinking fund? A sinking fund is any expense that you have that isn't monthly or it's irregular. A really good example of this is maybe an HOA fee. An HOA fee may be on a quarterly basis or an annual basis. And instead of you being surprised in that month that you have to pay that fee and it ruining your budget for that month, you can save away into its own bucket every single month. And then whenever you have to pay that fee out, it just comes out of that bucket and it doesn't ruin your budget for that month. Some good example of sinking funds may be house and car repairs. You don't know when this is going to hit, but it's good for you to go ahead and save every single month into that bucket just in case or when the car breaks down or when you need to make repairs to your home. Another example is maybe an emergency fund or possibly a travel bucket. You're not traveling every single month. Maybe you're only taking one trip a year, but being able to just save away a little every single month into a travel bucket. That way, when you take a trip, it doesn't ruin your monthly expenses for that given month. I'll record a video and go much deeper on this topic in future videos. But for now, let's go ahead and add all of our sinking funds into our budget. So the fourth and final thing that we need to add to our budget is all of our variable expenses. And so if you go to the variable expense tab, you can see that everything like groceries, restaurants, entertainment, shopping, etc. There's already some really good starting points for maybe the variable expenses that you have in your budget, as well as the utilities that you may have as well. In addition, at the bottom is a couple just non-variable bills, maybe subscriptions that you have. And if you go back to the budget line, both those non-variable bills and the variable spending flow into the live category of the budget. And that's it. Now that we've added all four elements into our budget, we can go ahead and start reviewing where we're at. What you're likely finding is that your margin here is negative, meaning that all my expenses are greater than the income that I have coming in. And so that is the key to creating a budget, is being able to see that and understand where do we need to make cuts so that we can stay within our budget. What I would advise is doing a zero base budget, which means you have a plan for every dollar that you have coming in. You have a plan for where it's going to go and where it's going to be spent. And so this margin line at the bottom should equal zero once you balance all the various buckets out. I hope this video is helpful for you. I love personal finance and I love diving into these topics. And so if there's anything that you want me to either create a template for or that you want me to dive deep into, please leave a comment and let me know what that is. If sinking funds is something that you want to learn more about, click on this video here as I go way deeper into what are sinking funds and how you can use them to smooth out your monthly expenses.